guys, we're here for week 2 for our Ignite Your Soul 6-week yoga challenge. Last week we did gratitude and it was amazing. Each yoga class we had a great time. We shared a couple things that we were grateful for and we really got to connect with each other's souls. Did you like yoga last week?
I loved it.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
It was fun. Okay, so this is week 2. We're going to be talking about nourishment, which is a great topic with the weeks ahead. We have Thanksgiving, we have Christmas, a lot of different things going in our body. So I think nourishment could touch upon a ton of topics, whether it's what we're eating, how we're working out, are we going to yoga, you name it. So I brought along a couple of good friends of mine. I have Mackenzie Piccarreto, who is an integrative health coach, and Berit, who is a registered dietitian.
Hey.
Hi guys.
Hi.
They are here today to discuss a few questions that we have about nourishment. So we're gonna get started, and my first question is that I think everyone really wants to know is, what is nourishment? Like, what does nourishment mean to you guys? There's so many different definitions, so what would that mean to you?
Well, I think I'll start. I think it means something different for everyone, but for me, it's more or less of, you know, what are you feeding yourself? What are you putting in your body that's going to make you a better person? Both physically, emotionally, and mentally. You know, what we're eating really becomes who we are, and so nourishing yourself starts with food. So for me, I would say that's what nourishment means in a nutshell.
Thanks. I agree.
For me, I think nourishment can mean anything. It could mean everything from taking a bath to spending more time with your kids to sleeping in on the weekends. I think it's taking time for yourself to listen to your body and what you need, and food is a huge part of that. So I think one of the cool things we're talking about today is that people should look at food in that category. So food is just as important as taking the day off or taking time for yourself. So there's just a lot of different ways, but I think food is one of the top ways that we can nourish ourselves.
Awesome. Love it. So with all these diet trends going on, like different gluten-frees, or this is fat-free, or this is healthy, this isn't, there's a lot of misconceptions, right? Because the media can absolutely tell you something but mean something else, and so on. So what are 3 misconceptions that you find that a lot of people really hold on to and believe are true but are just like false?
Right. For me, one main misconception, I see this a lot with my patients, is that healthy food, or that you're either on a diet or you're off a diet, right? So either you are following some strict, structured plan, you don't allow yourself that one fun sweet treat or a pizza that Mackenzie and I shared last night. And if you do that one time, then forget it. You're off the diet and you go back to eating chips and chocolate right before bed, and this diet world isn't for you. And it's really more of a balance. You can eat very healthy most of the time, but you can enjoy that one cookie cake or half a box of pizza, and that's okay. And the very next day, the very next meal, you're right back to being healthy and not doing that.
So you can pretty much pick up at any time.
Exactly.
Like, don't get mad at yourself, rather than like, know that great energy going into your body, they'll burn off, and you can start again tomorrow.
Right. So don't think of it as
and you enjoyed it totally.
Right.
You're not just like doing it because you have to.
Exactly. So what do you think the second biggest misconception is, Ken?
So I think the second one is that healthy food has to taste bad. So people think they have to have steamed vegetables, plain chicken, hold the salt, nothing on top, and it's just really gross. I hate steamed vegetables.
Yeah,
I don't know how you guys feel about them, but I think just people have the misconception that it has to taste bad. So you can have flavorful food, you can have delicious food, you can feel like you're indulged and still have healthy food.
Absolutely. Great. Yeah. I have patients all the time that just eat salads for lunch every day because that's what they think healthy food is, and it doesn't have to be that boring.
But then that dressing isn't even healthy.
Right.
Exactly.
Third one?
Third misconception, and Mackenzie and I talk about this all the time, but trendy food does not necessarily mean it's healthy, and I get this a lot from my patients. So should I eat gluten-free? Should I only buy organic? No, right? Like, organic packaged food can still be packaged with crap. Frozen vegetarian food is still crap.
Okay.
So you have to really be a food detective, I like to tell my patients, and really look at what's in the food and not just necessarily the label.
Right, like low fat, low sodium, fat-free, gluten-free, vegan, like you were saying, doesn't necessarily mean it's health food just because these are trendy, healthy titles. There's a lot of vegan, gluten-free food that's loaded with sugar and crap. So look at the ingredients and try to eat more whole foods, really.
Basically just mindfulness, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Focusing on what's going in.
What's actually in it.
An organic cookie is still loaded with sugar and fat, and it's packaged and processed.
Right.
Whether it's organic or not. So, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
So, with the holidays coming up and everything like that, we want some takeaways. Like, what is so important to remember? Because I have Friendsgiving tonight. You guys will actually be there.
So weird. So do we.
We Friendsgiving together. And I know when I go to parties, it doesn't have to be around the holidays, but just parties in general. You walk in, you grab a glass of wine, you grab your cheese, some vegetables, some dip, and you make a little plate and you walk around with it, you're carrying it, you're eating, you're talking. I feel like there you're consuming so much, you're not really mindful of what's going in, and you're just eating like out of habit because that's what you do, like that's where you feel comfortable. But like, is that nourishment, or is that just like you're just shoveling sometimes? Just talking and eating.
Right. So one main takeaway that I talk to many people about, my patients, is just to be present when you're actually eating or when you're at a party. Lots of social events are coming up. So when you walk into a party, don't just focus on the food on the table. See who's around. See who you want to talk with. And if there's no one that you want to talk to, then maybe you shouldn't have gone to that party. So just, and even when you come home for a long day at work, and you want to sit down with your family, focus on that actual meal that you're having with your family and friends and not just worrying about shoving your face with food. And what deserves your taste buds, right? So when you're actually eating, do you love sugar cookies, or could you live without them, or do you love that brownie? So whatever you are going to indulge in, just really indulge in what you love. And also, what are you feeding along with being present? So, when we're eating, we often eat for other reasons. So don't just eat because we're very stressed out or incredibly emotional, but to really look inward and be present and know kind of why we're eating the foods that we are.
Like, I feel like I feed because, not because, but schedule-wise, like, I get home and I'm like, I eat. Like, I think it's probably when we were younger, you get home from school and you grab a snack. Like, so me, when I get home, I'm like, I eat. Right. Don't eat, I'm hungry.
Out of habit.
Right, the habit of eating, right? I have my phone in my hands, like, I'll snack. The worst. That's not nourishment.
No. Be present. Know why you're eating. Ask yourself that.
And the second takeaway really is that we want you to look at health and food as a form of self-care. And we touched on this a little bit in the beginning, but that, you have to nourish yourself the best and give yourself the best food so that you can show up for yourself, for your family, for your kids, for your friends, for your community, basically. So we want you to put it in the same category as taking the bath or taking the night off or going to a spa. Like, it should be treated that way and not just as a form of fuel. It's amazing fuel, but you really should put the best food in your body so that you can show up the best for yourself and for other people. You're less stressed, you're more clear, you're just not as temperamental. There's all these things involved with what we put in our bodies, and that we just want to show up and be the best version of ourselves. So I think it should be looked at as a form of self-care and not just as the fact that you're starving and you're making sure your stomach isn't crumbling anyway.
Yeah, love it. Oh, thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
That was fun. So much.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So we will be posting a recipe for you all, so stay tuned and be sure to follow Mackenzie on Mackenzie's Table, and of course Hello Yo Girl on Instagram and Facebook, and we post lots of fun things. Also, the girls have a fun treat for us next Saturday at Maker's Studio at 9 a.m. That's our Saturday morning class where we're talking about nourishment and a little treat that we can share with you all. So thanks and have a great Thanksgiving.
Bye. Thank you.